In this video, we are going to talk about intros in general. First of all, you have to ask yourself, what is the intention of your track? Is it a music that is to be listened as a single or unique piece? Or is it part of a bigger story? The reason I'm asking that is because you can have a different approach to the introduction depending on it. For example, you could want the middle track of an EP or an album to be straight to the point because the previous one had a long outro. You could do a long intro because the previous one had no outro at all, and you want to give a little reset or little rests to your listener. There's many type of intros. For example, this is my remix of Luncel's track that I've released on my album on Record. And in this one, I decided to include different genres of music I liked. And basically, that's a Psytrance track. It's a basic Psytrance track. And the intro I did was more of an EDM type intro. And that's something you can find a lot of the time in internet music, intros that are not specifically Psytrance per se, but more like some down-tempo stuff, some bass music, IDM kind of stuff. And basically how I would do it, I will just delete everything so we can start fresh. And by that time, you have already a bunch of elements that you've composed independently of each other or as a chorus or a verse. Basically, you have your main part, your main sound design, you have your kick, you have everything right now. But now you want to arrange it so it makes a complete track. So let's say I have these elements. This is everything right here that I created so far. And now I want to do an intro and I want to put it in form. So here's what I have. Okay, so what would I want as an intro with this? Like, how could I introduce this? Well, I could do a different genre. So I could basically just take the kick bass and maybe I could multiply it and have something like this as an introduction. I could put some nice atmosphere. That could make an intro of 16 bar or so. Yeah, this is nice. This is this kind of mysterious atmosphere intro teasing the track. And then let's have it directly violent. I could put a low pass, for example. I could low pass the kick. Music basic Ableton auto filters and stuff. I'm not going to go in depth to plugins. Right, and then I could just copy the filter on my bass. This is like intros I will have. Lots of reverb maybe. We could add a lot of reverb. So this reverb is sent into my return track. You can feel the tension going up. And then maybe I could put some short effects. like this to tease it. Be with a delay so I can fill up more space, but still have some teasing elements of the next sections. More delay for intros. Could find crash somewhere maybe. Yes, this I like. Put it as some sort of riser. That's one type of intro you can do. Really simple, like you're free. I could add a lot more of elements, but the essence of an intro is basically you're kind of free to do everything you want, but you can either use elements of your main part or elements you already have. You can do something that has absolutely nothing to do, even with different chords, even with different vibes to it, and then shock people with the drop. You can do no intro at all, so you basically delete everything and then just do some really quick rise. Yeah, you could do something like this. And that would be, you know, you're going out of a track in an EP, or you don't want to bother yourself with an intro, or the story of your track starts with even less elements than usual. You basically just go. That would be my intro. Still had my filters because I didn't modify that. So yeah, no intro works. It just depends on the vibe. Usually when you do no intros, your verse, so the first initial section of the track, would be even more progressive. So maybe I would double my verse and develop it even slower if I had no intro. You can do vocal intros, so this is up to your preferences, but you have to be careful about samples that you use because of copyright and this kind of stuff. So I know many people that likes to introduce a track with a sample from a movie, like I did in my track with Irie, for example. I believe it was from Alien. There's no set in stone ways to do intros. I could also tease elements further down the track. I have a 16 skin bass. Yeah. So I could basically tease this bass. And then have a filter. Not sure what the effect would be. It might be absolutely terrible, but it's worth a try. That's usually how you do it. You just buy everything. I just like to play with stuff. Like, there's no need to overcomplicate things. You can just play with music. Yeah, here we go. some atmosphere with reverb, and then a voice, or a sample, or maybe an FX. I think it's important to not tease full potential of the bass line and the sub when you are making dance music. Like, you have to have a bit of bass to kind of motivate the people, but then you don't want your full bass spectrum to be displayed to them before the drop, or it would just reduce the impact of the drop. Yeah, something like this. So now we can talk about verses.